So, Truth is Naked. I started writing the song right around the time my first album, We Go Places, came out. Then, I'm not sure if I finished it before or after the album was released, but it was finished being written around that time, lyrically. And it was one of those songs, and I'm very happy I'm at this point in my songwriting career. It was one of those songs where it all kind of just comes together, and the song almost writes me. Came out very fluidly, very quickly, and it was one of the first times I remember where I just wrote the song kind of in one day, maybe 2 days, and it just came out quickly, beautifully, and I was happy with it. The final product right there. I may have tweaked a few lines once I, started adding the melodies, but yeah, other than that, really fluid and amazing experience. As far as the music, once I was getting prepped to go back into the studio almost immediately after my first album's release, came out in May, got back in the studio in June, I believe. I got back in the studio with my engineer, Melvin Durrell, another talented artist himself, but I was working on this progression that was very simple, but I had never used before. And then along with that, I tied in this synth melody that was kind of a call out to the 80s era of Prince and stuff like that. I really love the synthesizer sounds that kind of go over strings and brass and things like that. They're very cinematic to me and often very poetic too when they're set in a certain area. It reminds me of nature and things like that. But like I said, I built this chord progression I never used. Simple enough though. Then I started developing and I played it and posted on my Instagram. That kind of synth melody that comes in right at the beginning, that and I just fell in love with that. I was thinking, yes, this is the one. I'm gonna play Wells Fargo right after this. But that didn't happen. But it was still one of the best moments of my songwriting career. I just loved it. It came out great. After that, I was thinking very digital, and it has that pickup drum in the beginning. And the same thing, kind of the same effect on the chorus with that pickup silence kind of smoothing out, and then it comes in hard. On the chorus specifically with the falsetto, I threw that in there to kind of challenge myself, but also give it this R&B vibe. And it was kind of the onset of me wanting to explore an R&B sound for this second album I'm working on now. And yeah, so it starts out that pickup line with the drum. Same thing goes into the chorus. We have the falsetto in the chorus, which I love. Another artist friend of mine, he goes by Bravo Young. He says that's the come through falsetto, which I was very very happy to hear about. He approved. He's another R&B artist. So, but yeah, it went very digital with it. Kind of an electric piano, like I touched on, those electric drums that I like. Again, kind of all call outs to like 80s sounds of music. Like Ready for the World, Prince, as I mentioned, and really just artists like that. I love that era, and I wanted to just bring that back to the forefront today. Yeah, and then later in the song, I bring back the synth melody. I have a version of the chorus that's kind of a little more thinned out and changed and morphed, and that goes along a little with the theme of the lyrics and the theme of the song, some of the motifs I work in there. What I really wanted to work into this song was just that moment in a romantic relationship where it's going from kind of playful, sexual, arguably more fun or all fun, kind of the honeymoon phase, one might say. And then when it starts moving to something more serious, and it's a pivotal point where honesty can seep in to really change that and take the relationship to the next level, make it something even more powerful. And I really just honed in on that moment with this song. And I think it came out beautifully, exactly how I wanted it to. And I used my own relationship with my now fiance as the example in the song. But, it can really pertain to any relationship. Like I said, honesty at certain points or any point is so pivotal to sustaining a romantic relationship, but also any relationship, a friendship, with your mom and dad, with your, whoever in your family, or your immediate social circle. But at first with the lyrics in the song, again, they kind of come out in a rush. And at first it was very sexual very smooth, and that's it. It's kind of superficial in the way I wanted to portray a relationship can be in the beginning, in the onset. But then later, like I touched on with the bridge, it develops into something very deep, very below the surface. And what I used for this was some very personal instances taken from both my family history and my fiance's family history. And luckily, she was fine with me using this, and also the people involved on my side of the family that I mentioned were very accepting and receptive to all this. So that worked out, luckily. It just reminded me of a situation Jay-Z had mentioned when he was talking about admitting his mom was a lesbian, and when he found out about that, and he didn't seek her approval, and I didn't do that either. But it's still a very kind of nerve-wracking situation. You know, the song's called Truth is Naked. This is literally me stripping not only myself, but also some of my people, and you know, placing it right before you guys for everybody to see and listen to. And it's takes some courage, of course, but it was also pretty freeing, very liberating experience. And you know, no matter what your artistic medium is, I would definitely recommend it at some point or another, as far as catharsis and you know, just releasing the chains that may have bogged you down with this experience you're writing about. But yeah, and then later in the song, like I said, there's that synth melody that I love so much, and that comes back for a third time in the song. But at this point, I do this guitar solo in the song. And again, I kind of thinking of Prince. I mean, I'm no guitar player. I'll be the first one to admit that. But it was also a moment where I felt some growth there. I had come up with this kind of guitar melody that I like a lot, and I'm hoping that other people like. You know, people I've seen posted in their Instagram stories and things like that. That to me, sign of approval, and I'm very appreciative. And again, I don't claim to be any guitar player, but it was a moment where I felt really proud of some guitar licks that I had played and written. And that solo kind of rides out and fades out as the song concludes. But that, you know, you can think of that as kind of the culmination of this experience of, you know, a very initial onset, sexual and playful and fun, beginning to a romantic relationship. Then honesty seeps in. It's kind of a more powerful and really touching experience. And then it culminates into the kind of what I wanted to convey with this guitar solo as something just very powerful, the combination of the two things, and all being sustained and kind of ridden out into the sunset, so to speak, with honesty being a huge part of the foundation there. So yeah, this was, you know, just a really amazing experience, and I hold this song very close to my heart as a growth point, as something very personal, and yeah, just a big experience in my career as well. Production and writing for this song had kind of gone throughout the early part of the summer into like August last year in 2018. But then I had made the decision to release the song in two alternative versions as well. I did a stripped guitar version, like I called it, on the Spotify, etc. listings, and then I did a stripped piano version. And piano version definitely holds a close place in my heart too. I do identify as a piano player primarily, but I liked how both of them came out. I kind of switched the melodies and things. And they didn't, as far as numbers, turn out the way I wanted them to. I was kind of modeling off of this artist that goes by the name of J.P. Cooper. He's an artist from the United Kingdom. And he does this with his songs. He'll release kind of 3 versions of it, playing guitar, playing piano, playing whatever, you know, more stripped acoustic instrument he chooses for the vibe. But like I said, didn't work out as far as the numbers, but I was still very pleased with how they turned out. And it was an amazing September last year. The week I released the Truth is Naked original version, I dropped that on Friday. Then Saturday, I headlined my first show for the Philly Fringe Festival with all of my team, the Hunger Team. Amazing feeling. And then Sunday of that weekend, that same weekend, I run my first half marathon. So really a jam-packed and amazing experience. And I'm very grateful for that, although it was extremely challenging, of course. But then rolling on right after that, I released the Truth is Naked original version. Next week, do the guitar version. And the very next week, I do the piano version. And it was just a really fun month. I'm starting to experiment more and more with some of the marketing ploys I try, and that rollout felt really good. Then in November, I contact this individual. He goes by Asadelic. His name is Anthony Beltran. He offered me a sale for a music video. I said, let's do it for my song called Truth is Naked. We did it right in this apartment here, kind of in this area. And then the book nook that you guys see on YouTube, that's right to my left here. But yeah, we filmed that. It went great. I loved how the shots turned out. He's an extremely professional person, and he helped kind of take my narrative I wanted to tie into the song and brought that to life. I used some flashbacks and things like that in the song to really pull out this vibe of, this is how it was at the beginning of the relationship, and now here are some things shining in to make things a lot deeper. And then, of course, I added in some sexual imagery to convey, that part of the song as well, just to, have a little provocative air to it as well. But yeah, the music video came out, and Truth is Naked on Spotify is the second most successful single I've released thus far. And then the Truth is Naked music video is the most successful music video I've released thus far. So, that conveys the message to me right there. I'm very proud of this song, but I'm very happy everybody has been so receptive to it, especially me opening up so much. I'm really trying new things as far as songwriting and production. So very pleased with all that. And yeah, then later, and kind of finally wrapping this up, I put my heart and soul into this. And later I get involved in this songwriting review session that was on this Twitch channel. That's a gaming kind of platform for, gamers trying to learn about how to play video games or follow people that are more professionals, for those of you that don't know. They use the platform, though, for this song review show. And they review my song. It airs late at night, so I was asleep before the airing. But I woke up the next day and watched it on the playback. And just a funny bit, one of the gentlemen there, they play the song, and as soon as the beat hits, he's like, oh, this is that 80s vibe. He's like, this is my mom's music. My mom would love this. This is my mom's cleaning music. I was reading this cracking up. And, he said that kind of clowning me, but it's hilarious too. And one of my friends, another artist who used to be local to the Philadelphia area, Michael Steck, I sent him the song, and he said, yeah, man, pretty cool. I love the 80s prom vibes. And, if that's what people are seeing, I'm fine with that, because that's what I'm trying to invoke, just a different time and also just a different feeling, maybe when we were younger, maybe when we were more foolish. And then, like I said later, there's a pivotal point in that bridge where things change a lot. So, despite some mixed reviews and funny stuff going on, I'm still very proud of this song. And I want to thank anybody, whether you're watching or whether you will support in the future. Thank you so much for supporting the song. And you'll be the first to hear this. So the track is called Truth is Naked, but my second album will be called Truth is Naked as well. And that will be kind of the concept seeping through the entirety of the album on every song. Just some very honest portraits of me, my thoughts, my feelings, and things I share in my romantic relationship as well. But yeah, very happy with the song and very happy with the way it was received. But thank you so much again for the support. This has been the first episode of the Couch Confessions, going over my song, Truth is Naked. Tune in for the next one. We'll go over my song called Bass Move the Body. And I'm really excited to share that experience with you guys too. Thank you. We'll see you soon.